And we are off and racing in the EFRA Europeans, and already there's a big battle for third position. And does it go the way of the fourth place man? I don't know, it doesn't. Biagio Spataro was having a good look there on Daniele Alesi, on Eric Dankel, excuse me. The Italian trying to make it a 1-2-3 for the home country. And as they go across the line, this is great news for Dario Balestri from Pole, who leads it. From Alesi in second, Dankel, Spataro, Mazzio, Branson, Hagberg, Green, Bertan and Patrick Nahir should have been in grid 8, but started from the pit lane after calling the technical. So here is the battle. Oh, and the lead is taken out. There's all kinds of carnage. Hagberg's gone through there. That's great for the 7th grid man. It was the 2nd place man that was taken out. Excuse me, there is Balestri. He's fine. That was Dankel and Alesi who came together and into the pit lane straight away. One of the drivers there. Stop go for which number? It's got, surely, it's got to be Dankel. Biagio Spataro has dropped down as well. As he in the pits as well, getting some attention because he hasn't come through at the end of lap 3 yet, as the lead is already on lap 4. So there was the carnage we hoped we wouldn't see right at the start. The battle for second, too hot between Spataro and Dankel. And Dankel and Spataro both losing out, really. Daniele Alesi also involved in that, and he's down the field as well. So 2, 3 and 4 now, 8, 9 and 10. So here's the battles that we're looking at, and that's Hagberg now right in the hunt, the young Swede, in 3rd position with Mark Green, I think that is, on his tail. Yes, it is. Mark Green from 9th position, and Kyle Branson, the 2nd of the Brits, in 5th. What a run this has been, as the Swede runs off the track for the moment. But this is 3rd, 4th and 5th coming past us. It's Balestri from Massio, the 2 Italians getting away. We've had but 2.5 minutes and already controversy and drama in this 45-minute contest. The pressure from his countryman, Kyle Branson. Oh, there was a thought there, wasn't there? Just a little thought. And drifted wide. Better, the 2 Brits have done it again.
That's exactly what they did before.
They've done it again, come together. Green is running again. Let's have a look behind and see if Branson has rejoined as well. He has. And Branson comes straight into the pits. 5 minutes. That is, I think, a regular pit stop. And he's gone. Oh, and a spin right in front of him. Was that Hagberg?
That is... No, that was...
No, it's Patrick Nair. Sorry. I just saw the green there and was taken by it. So at the start of the pit stops then, Dario Balestri leads it. Remember this. From Alessio Mazzio in 2nd. Hagberg holds on to 3rd. From Mark Green in 4th. Branson still in 5th position. Daniele Alesi is back up into 6th now, ahead of Nahir, Dankel, Bertan, and Biagio Spataro still a lap away from the rest of the field. Under 38.5 to go now. That's your leader, Dario Balestri, on one of 2 KMs in the race, and he's never been headed, even on the pit stop exchange. Now behind him, his countryman should be following through. Look at the lead that Balestri has got. That is the 5 of Alessandro Mazzio. Takes a very different line to everybody else through the Amiga corner. He really pulls it tight to the right-hand side. Doesn't let it go out in the middle. Just watch as he comes through. Onto the pit straight now, through the left. Watch this next right-handed complex. He keeps it tight all the way through. Everyone else lets it ride out and makes that a 2 apex corner, but not this lad. But it served him well. Into the pits for Hagberg right on the 15 minutes. He gets a squirt of nitro and he's gone. That was a pretty decent stop there. The anatomy of a good pit stop. You watched it right there with Hagberg. And Dario Balestri, our leader, is in and out of the pits. And for the first time, Alessio Mazzio is leading. But he pits now. So who's going to come round in the lead? It should be Matteo that regains the lead. Spinner right in front of us.
All over the place.
And that's Spataro. Balestri's gone back through in the lead. Matteo second, still Hagberg third. Hagberg the first of the leaders to pit there. Kyle Branson still in fourth place. Dankel in fifth. Mark Green just off the lead lap. No, he's back on the lead lap now. Just. So in that pit stop exchange, isn't that interesting? Mark Green got back in front of the leader. The 3-car pull in. Eric Dankel bails out of that. Oh, that's messy. And he's going for tyres. He's going for tyres exactly on the 20 minutes. You can see there the wrench is going on. This is not the work of a moment. And they are doing both sides. Have to really with spec tyres that you can't scrub in. And you can see there's a tyre change going on ahead of him as well, but it's much slower. That's an excellent, excellent run. Did you notice how he blipped the throttle as they were turning it over to keep the engine clean? That was really nice. So Eric Dankel then on new form. So Matteo from Mark Green now in second place. And that must be because of the pit stops for tyres. So Balestri's taken tyres as well, but he's dropped way down to 7th. So that was a longer pit stop. I wonder if that was Balestri's guys that was struggling there just in front of Eric Dankel. And Balestri's lost a lap. He's lost several laps on that tyre change, but shouldn't need tyres before the end of the race now. The pit stops as we reach another 5-minute mark. And indeed does come a number of cars, and here is a tyre change. Can we get tight on that one at the top? That's the number 2. That's Daniele Alesi, who has not yet stopped for tyres. Oh, that's going to push him well down. Also stopping further down the pit lane when this Novarossi mechanic moves. We will tell you that is the number 5. That's the leader. It's the leader. So our thought about the tyres was correct. He hadn't stopped for tyres. So let's see how that shakes out now with around about 18 and a half minutes to go. Our leader is still Alessio Matteo in the 5. Despite that pit stop, he's done very, very well. Eric Dankel, the German, is closing in second place and is now back on the lead lap. Mark Green now is also on the lead lap in third place. 5, 3 and 9 all on the lead lap, as is Patrick Nahar. Patrick Nahar in danger of going a lap down to the leader on the number 8. In the meantime, I'll look back for Eric Dankel, the German, who's just gone across the line now with Mark Green, I think, right up his wheel tracks, but a lap away from him. So we'll just zoom out as the leader finishes this lap now. And so let's pick up the 3 of Eric Dankel when he goes through. I'll watch him past me, Nathan, so you can pick him up. And he's in behind the orange car, just giving way. He's the one in front of the orange car and the neon yellow one on the back straight at the moment. That's the number 3. And again, he's already beaten me to it. Well done. So that's second. So you saw the gap between first and second. Now third is Mark Green, who's in that neon car there. But Mark is a lap back from the leaders. So only the 2 leaders on the lead lap at the moment. Patrick Nahar is in 4th position. And Patrick Owen, is that a pit stop for Mark Green, I think, there? I think I saw him dive into the pits. Yes, indeed. So Mark Green making his last pit stop very early, and Green drops down to 5th as Nahar and Kyle Branson goes through, but of course they're yet to make their last pit stops. Last 3 minutes then of the European Championships, the EFRA IC 10th Touring Cars. Brought to you by Protoform Racing Bodies, live here on RC Racing TV. Alessio Matteo has taken this race by the scruff of its neck since half distance. Eric Dankel, the German, the 5 leading from the 3. Eric Dankel, the German, in second place, keeping the Italian honest. And then Mark Green, and here he is in third place. The Brit having driven up from grid 9 on the Serpent. But he's not home and hosed yet with the very quick Patrick Nahir, qualifier from the quarterfinals, trying to get back to him. And at the moment, it's Daniele Alaisi who is trying to unlap himself from Mark Green, who is causing Mark the trouble. Mark really doesn't need this when he's holding on, and that's very sensible by Mark. He gave the Italian room. Now that car is lapsed down, so that wasn't a battle for position.
Just enough room to hang him.
Yeah, that was smart. Let's pick up the leader for the last minute of racing. The number 5.
Second of the 2 white cars.
Going onto the back straight now.
Yeah, he's got him.
And there is the Serpent of Alessio Mazzio. Got through the West Bend kerfuffle on the first lap. Held his position. Looked like the race was going to really, the race leader Dario Bellestri was going to disappear into the distance, but at the tyre change at 20 minutes with 25 minutes to go, a long pit stop and poor pace after it by Bellestri put paid to his European Championship hopes, and there'll be no 3 times on the podium for Bellestri. And there will be a new name on the trophy. Bellestri, the only man who has won the Europeans before in 06 and 07. But it will be the Italian national anthem that plays as the hooter goes and the check waves for Alessio Mazzio, and the Italian contingent to my left go bonkers. And there is your new IC 1/10 EFRA European champion, Alessio Mazzio. And delighted to say, and I hope you can see this, Nate, I've got Michael Salvan with me, the man at the head of Serpent. What a championship for you personally. I thought you did really well. Unlucky not to have progressed further, but you've got to be delighted with the performance of your chassis in the final. 2 Serpents on the podium.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a little bit emotional, to be honest. We had some bad luck. We lost our so far fastest driver in the semi because of some engine problems, Dominic Greiner. So I wasn't really positive about it, but it turned out really great for us. I'm so happy. I really.
And the venue here, the organisation's been excellent, but the track itself so quick, so flowing, really been good to race on.
Absolutely. I mean, the track is amazing. It has a nice flow and it's really challenging. It's absolutely not easy. And the racing being so close at the end shows the level of racing here. Absolutely great. Hey!
This is a picture and a half, is it not? Fantastic stuff. And one of those 2 Serpents on the podium is the man who took it all. What a race. Tell me a little bit about your feelings right now. You stood up there for quite a long time just breathing in the atmosphere.
Che dice?
Dice che ti ha visto alla fine, da quant'è che aspetti questa gara, cosa è successo, come è andata la gara?
Questa gara qui l'aspettiamo da tanto tempo, sia io che mio padre abbiamo dedicato tanti sforzi, tanti sacrifici per arrivare dove siamo adesso. C'è sempre mancato quel qualcosa in più e arrivavo ma non vincevo mai, quindi è stata una grande soddisfazione, non si può descrivere a parole.
It's long time that Alessio is very fast driver, but don't have lucky to arrive first position. Now is success, and is not. You have not word to the happy that you have now, because with his father work a lot, more time, and this is a correct success for this race.
Your driving was excellent, but your tyre change was outstanding. You must be pleased at how the guys worked in the pits.
Yes, in fact, I want to congratulate with your mechanics, because do a very good job. Also the refueling is okay, and also the driver of Alessio is very fast.
That was some race, wasn't it? Started off in with a bit too much excitement of first corner incident. You managed to survive that and keep it going. How did the race progress for you? Not exactly the start anybody wanted.
Yes, the start was a little bit difficult because I had hit Daniele after the timing loop, but for him it was no problem, and for me also not, and I say sorry to him, but the referee gave me a 10-second penalty. I cannot stand it because I waited, and I go into the bits and they're counting the penalty without a clock. I cannot stand this. It's impossible. No, I cannot believe this is unbelievable.
Did that affect you then, or do you have to put that out of your mind? That's 35, 40 seconds into a 45-minute race. Surely you can't carry that with you for the rest of the race.
No.
You've just got to forget.
Yes, I don't think it is because it was gone. It's in the past. I pushed very hard and I had a great tire change thanks to my pit crew. And in the end, it was only 2 seconds. But I can. It's impossible. I cannot understand.
It looked like Dario was driving away with it in that first half of the race, but he had a bad tyre change and it seemed like he didn't have the pace after the tyre stop. Did you scrub in a second set of tyres in the warm-up period?
Yes, before the timeouts, my car felt not that good, and my pitman asked me if we break in the second set of tires, and I agreed. And I felt immediately that the second set of tires were much better. And I say the first set we don't use, only for spare. But there was a big difference because it felt like a lot of more steering.
So when you did your tyre change, you put a brand new set on and just dealt with the handling imbalance from that point?
Yes, it was a brand new set I never drove before, but for sure it couldn't be worse than the first set.
Yeah. So second place, all right, you're a little disappointed clearly, but when I spoke to you, were earlier in the week, you were happy if you got to the final. So in some ways, mixed emotions?
Yes, I mean it's disappointing to lose the championship by 2 seconds. At the moment, I'm a little bit sad about this. Yeah, but maybe tomorrow I can laugh again.
Well, Mark, you made it into the final by the very skin of your teeth. I think it was the third qualifying session in the heat of the afternoon yesterday that got you through into it. You were having a great battle at the bottom end of the top 14 with 2 or 3 people there. You got in. How did you feel overnight and how did you come to the race today?
I felt fairly confident. I mean, the car's been very consistent. It wasn't on the pace. I mean, otherwise it'd be further up the grid. But with the lack of testing and the rain, it really cut down our testing for this meeting. So we was always knew we'd be up against it. So for me, the 14th place during qualification was like a TQ. You know, to get there that high and be direct into the semis I was over the moon.
But then you did it again in the semis and you had us all on the edges of our seats because you had to qualify through as one of the fastest losers. Gilles Grosskamp lost a glow plug with a minute or so to go, and that allowed both of you guys, Hagberg and yourself, from your semi-final into the final. So you start from grid 9 and then basically the first corner under time, there's all that mess going on, which you managed to drive through.
Yeah, as quite often the case when the racing's so close, you tend to get a pile up on the first lap. I mean, I never quite understood the enthusiasm on the first lap, but yeah, I went off the line, kept the car on the grippy stuff, so that if anything did happen, I was there to jump on it, which in this case it happened.
Fairly quiet first half of the race for you. Dario was driving away from everybody at the front of the field. He came in to change tyres. It wasn't a great stop, and clearly he didn't like his second set of tyres. You went a little bit longer on your first set of tyres and had a cracking tyre change.
Yeah, I mean, I have to give all credit to the pit crew. I
actually thought they'd only changed 2 tyres. They were so quick, I'll be honest. But then I realised that the 2 that changed would have been the wrong side and it wouldn't have given you any advantage. They were super quick, weren't they?
They were. I mean, they've done a first-class job. I mean, I think I'd be pretty on the money if I said they were probably the fastest in that final by quite a way. I mean, it just went perfect. So I can't say more. I mean, they're just first-class job by them all.
Thank you very much for joining us on this Protoform Racing Bodies sponsored week of broadcasting, or 4 days of broadcasting from here in Austria. Also, of course, to our partners at EFRA, not only for their organisation but also their support as well. This is the last of our European sojourns for 2013, but don't go too far away from rcracing.tv because we have more coverage, live coverage for you in September, a little special, and of course every month there's more RC racing on Motors TV, now on channel 447 in the the UK. Check your local listings for detail. On behalf of the whole team, I'm John Hindhaugh. Thank you for making me a part of this. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend from Austria and the EFRA European 1/10 IC Touring Cars. Bye for now.